Mark Durkan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank the Prime Minister for his clear statement, and from talking to representatives of the families a short while ago, I know that they would want to be associated with that thanks. This is a day of huge moment and deep emotion in Derry. The people of my city didn't just live through Bloody Sunday, they have lived with it since. And will the Prime Minister agree that this is a day to receive and reflect on the clear verdicts of Savile and not pass party verdicts on Savile? And the key verdicts are, despite the contrary evidence given by soldiers, we have concluded that none of them fired in response to attacks or threatened attacks by nail or petrol bombers. No one threw or threatened to throw a nail or petrol bomb at the soldiers on Bloody Sunday. A further verdict, none of the casualties was posing any threat of causing death or serious injuries. And also, of course, that the British Army fired the first shots, and those shots were not justified, and none of the subsequent shots that killed or wounded anyone on Bloody Sunday was justified. And also, the report, in rejecting so much of the soldiers' submissions and false accounts, it highlighted where the victims were shot in the back or crawling on the ground, or shot again when already wounded on the ground. And can the Prime Minister confirm each and every one of those victims? Bernard McGuigan, 41, Gerard Donaghy, 17, Hugh Gilmore, 17, John Doty, 17, James McKinney, 34, James Ray, 22, John Young, 17, Kevin McElhinney, 17, Michael Kelly, 17, Michael McDaid, 20, Patrick Doherty, 31, William McKinney, 27, William Nash, 19, and John Johnson, 59, are all absolutely and totally exonerated by today's report, as were all of the wounded. These men were cut down when they marched for justice in their own streets. Now, on that civil rights march, they were protesting against internment without trial. But not only were their lives taken, their innocent memory was then interned without truth by the travesty of the Widgery Tribunal. And will the Prime Minister confirm clearly today that the Widgery findings are now repudiated and binned and should not be relied upon by anyone as giving any verdict on that day? Sadly, Mr. Speaker, only one parent of the victims has survived to see this day and to hear the Prime Minister's open and full apology on the back of this important report. Lawrence McElhinney epitomises the dignity and determination of all the families who have struggled and strived to exonerate their loved ones and have the truth proclaimed. Seamus Heaney reflected the numbing shock of Bloody Sunday and its spur to the quest for justice, not just for families but for a city, when he said, "My heart besieged by anger, my mind a gap of danger. I walked among their old haunts, the home ground where they bled, and in the dirt lay justice, like an acorn in the winter, till its oak would sprout in Derry, where the 13 men lay dead." Can I tell the Prime Minister that the Bloody Sunday monument on Roswell Street proclaims their epitaph is in the continuing struggle for democracy? If today, as I sincerely hope it does, offers a healing of history in Derry and Ireland, can we pray too that it also speaks hope to those in other parts of the world who are burdened by injustice, conflict and the transgressions of unaccountable power? The Prime Minister's welcome statement today and the statement that will be made by the families on the steps of the Guildhall will be the most significant record of this day on the back of the report that has already been published. But perhaps the most important and poignant words from today will not be heard here or on the airwaves. Relatives will stand at the graves of victims and their parents to tell of a travesty finally arrested, of innocence vindicated and of promises kept, and when they do so, they can invoke the civil rights anthem when they say, "We have overcome this day."